Welcome to this channel. I'm Ancestry, the guardian of ancestral history, and my mission is to explore and share the stories of those who came before us. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating genealogy of the Trump family. From their roots in Europe to their rise to power in the United States, the Trump family's story is full of twists, turns, and achievements. We'll discover who the ancestors were who shaped this influential lineage, how each generation contributed to building the legacy we know today, and what historical events impacted their lives. Get ready for a journey that connects past and present, revealing the details that make the Trump family story so intriguing. Let's get started. The Trump family genealogy information presented in this video is available on Family Search, and the name Trump appears with slight spelling variations in records found in German Lutheran churches. Most of the images presented were generated by AI, as there are no portraits of the oldest ancestors. Now let's go back to the 16th century in Germany. Hansen Trumpen was born in 1551 in the small village of Schmalfelden, located in the Schwäbisch Hall region of Baden-Württemberg, Germany. This area, characterized by its picturesque landscape and medieval villages, was Hansen's home throughout his life, which extended until 1619. Hansen married Katharina Kroger, daughter of Peter Kroger, and together they raised a family that reflected the traditions and values of the time. They were the parents of Hans Trump, and Hansen's name appears in the marriage certificate of their son, a ceremony that took place in the local Lutheran church. This detail is particularly significant, as it indicates that the Trumpen family was part of the Lutheran community, a faith that spread throughout the region during the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century. Hansen lived during a period of profound religious and social change in Germany, and his life and legacy, preserved in records such as that of his son's marriage, testify to the continuity of traditions and the importance of family roots in times of change. Hansen's death in 1619 marked the end of a life entirely dedicated to his homeland, where his memories and influences have endured through the generations. Hans Trump was born in 1584 in Reubach, in the Jagskreis region of Württemberg, Germany, an area marked by its rural landscape and strong cultural traditions. The son of Hansen Trumpen and Katharina D. Kroger, Hans grew up in an environment influenced by the religious and social changes resulting from the Protestant Reformation, which had a profound impact on the daily lives of the population. On October 5, 1613, Hans married Apollonia Dietrichen in the village of Schmalfelden, also in Württemberg. Apollonia was the daughter of Burkhard Dietrichen, and the marriage was a significant event, uniting two respected families in the community. The couple lived in Schmalfelden, where Hans played an active role in local life, at a time marked by challenges, including the religious and political tensions of the 30 Years' War. Hans and Apollonia were the parents of Johann Jacob Trump, perpetuating the Trump family line in the region. Hans died on the 20th of July 1637 in Schmalfelden, Jerebrunn, Jagskreis, Württemberg, at the age of 53. His life, marked by devotion to his family and community, left a legacy that continued with his descendants, who carried the Trump name for generations to come. Johann Jacob Trump was born in 1623 in Karlstadt, a village in Bad Dürkheim, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. He was baptized on February 1, 1625 in the Lutheran Church of Schmalfelden, in Jerebrunn, Württemberg, which highlights the importance of the Lutheran faith in the life of his family. Johann Jacob lived during a period of significant changes in Germany, especially in the context of the 30 Years' War, which devastated much of the country. He married Anna Catherine Butz, and together they were Johann Philipp Trump's country, ensuring the continuity of the Trump family in the region. Johann Jacob spent his entire life in Karlstadt, where he died in 1697. His trajectory reflects the lives of many at that time, marked by faith, family and resilience in the face of adversity. The legacy of Johann Jacob Trump continued to influence succeeding generations, highlighting the importance of family roots and traditions. Johann Philipp Trump was born in 1667 in Ellerstadt, a small town in Bad Dürkheim, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. He lived through a period of reconstruction and revival in Germany after the devastation of the 30 Years' War. Johann Philipp married Maria Juliana Rodenroth, daughter of Johann Valentin Rodenroth, and together they formed a large family. The couple had 6 sons: Hans Jacob Trump, Sophia Maria Trump, Johannes Sebastian Trump, Anna Elizabeth Trump, Maria Margrethe Trump and Maria Susanna Trump. This large family reflects the traditions of the time, in which the family was the basis of society and the local economy. Johann Philipp died in March 1707 in Bobenheim am Berg, another town in the Bad Dürkheim region, Rhineland-Palatinate. His life was marked by the role of patriarch of a family that, despite the difficulties of the time, managed to prosper and continue the Trump lineage. The descendants of Johann Philipp, with his 6 sons, including Johannes Sebastian Trump, ensured the perpetuation of the name Trump and its presence in the history of the region. Johannes Sebastian Trump was born on October 31, 1698 in Kleinkarlbach, a village in Landkreis Bad Dürkheim, Germany. The era in which he lived was marked by significant changes in Europe, such as economic development and the wars that shaped the continent. Johannes Sebastian married Susanna Margrethe Kohl, and together they formed a large family, following the tradition of having many children, common at the time. They had 7 children: Johann Paul Trump, Johann Michael Trump, Johann Lorenz Trump, Johann Jacob Trump, Johann Sebastian Trump Jr., Susanna Elizabeth Trump and Johann Friedrich Trump. This numerous offspring contributed to the continuity of the family legacy, with each son playing a role in community life and the preservation of family traditions. Johannes Sebastian Trump died on May 2, 1756 in Bavaria, a region known for its rich culture and history. His life, spanning along important transitions in Germany, from religious tensions to the beginning of industrialization, marked the beginning of a new era for the Trump family. Through his sons, Johannes left a lasting legacy, and the family continued to thrive in the decades that followed. Johann Paul Trump was born on August 1, 1727 in Bobenheim, a small town in Bobenheim im Berg County, in what is now Bad Dürkheim, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. He was one of 7 children of Johannes Sebastian Trump and Susanna Margrethe Kohl, growing up in a large family during a period of significant transformation in Germany. In his adulthood, John Paul married Mary Elizabeth Setzer, daughter of John Adam Setzer. The couple shared a life in Bobenheim, where they raised a large and prosperous family, following the tradition of the time. Together, they had 10 children: Johannes Trump, Maria Katharina Trump, Maria Dorothea Trump, Johann Michael Trump, Elisabetha Katharina Trump, Johann Henrik Trump IV, Juliana Trump, Johann Georg Trump, Charlotta Luisa Christina Trump and Johannes Christian Trump Sr. Johann Paul Trump's life was marked by his dedication to family and local community, at a time when Germany was going through major social and economic changes. He died in 1792 in his native town, Bobenheim, leaving a legacy that continued through his numerous descendants, who perpetuated the name and traditions of the Trump family in the following generations. Johannes Christian Trump was born on March 26, 1789 in Bobenheim, a town in the Frankenthal region of Bavaria, Germany. He grew up in a context of significant social changes in Europe, being part of a family that already had deep roots in the region. On April 23, 1820, John married Mary Sophia Human. Together, they had 5 children, and he devoted himself to family life until, unfortunately, Maria Sophia died. After the loss of his wife, Johannes found a new companion and, in 1826, married Susanna Maria Beckloff. With Susanna, he had 4 more children: Maria Katharina Trump, Johannes Christian Trump Jr., Anna Elizabeth Trump, and Friedrich Trump. Johannes Christian Trump lived during a time when Bavaria and the Palatinate region faced various challenges, including wars and political transformations. His life was marked by hard work and dedication to his family. He died on November 22, 1835 in Karlstadt, a city located in the same region, leaving a legacy that would be perpetuated by his children and future generations. Through his descendants, the Trump name continued to grow and influence the family's history in Germany and beyond. Johannes Christian Trump Jr. was born on June 25, 1829 in Karlstadt, a small town in Bad Dürkheim, Palatinate, Bavaria, Germany. He was raised in a family with deep Lutheran roots and followed the tradition of his ancestors, marrying in the Evangelical Lutheran Church, the same place where many of his ancestors had celebrated their unions. Johannes Christian Trump Jr. married Katharina Barbara Kober, daughter of Johann Jakob Kober. Together, they built a large family, having 8 children: Johannes Trump, Katharina Trump, Jacob Trump, Sibylla Louisa Trump, Konrad Trump, Friedrich Heinrich Trump, Elisabetta Trump, and Barbara Trump. Johannes' life was marked by challenges typical of the time, including the arduous work of supporting a large family in a period of significant social and economic change. Unfortunately, Johannes Christian Trump Jr., relatively young householder, aged 48, on July 6, 1877, in Karlstadt. He died of emphysema, a chronic lung disease that was often exacerbated by the working and living conditions of the time. His death left a lasting impact on his family, which continued to maintain the traditions and faith he so cherished. Through his sons, especially Friedrich Heinrich Trump, John's legacy continued to expand, influencing future generations inside and outside Germany. Friedrich Heinrich Trump was born on March 14, 1869, in the lands where his ancestors had settled in the early 16th century. Karlstadt is located in the Palatinate, a relatively impoverished region where winemaking had been practiced for centuries. It was part of the Kingdom of Bavaria, which had been part of the newly formed German Empire since 1871. Friedrich was the son of Johannes Christian Trump Jr. and Katharina Barbara Kober. After his father's death in 1877 at the age of 48, the family was left in a difficult situation, with severe debts from medical expenses. While 5 of the 6 children worked in the family's grape fields, Friedrich was considered too sickly to endure such hard work. In 1883, at the age of 14, he was sent to Frankenthal by his mother to work as an apprentice barber and learn the trade. Trump worked 7 days a week for 2.5 years with barber Friedrich Lang. After completing his apprenticeship, he returned to Karlstadt, a village of about 1,000 people. He quickly discovered that there was not enough business to make a living. He was also approaching the age of eligibility for military service in the Imperial German Army. He quickly decided to immigrate to the United States, later saying, "I agreed with my mother that I should go to America." 30 years later, his family said that he secretly left at night, leaving a note for his mother. As a result of Trump's evasion of the mandatory conscription required of all citizens, a royal decree was later issued banishing him from the country. The fact is that at the age of 16, he emigrated to the United States in search of better opportunities. Frederick initially worked as a barber in New York before moving west, where he took advantage of the gold rush to open restaurants and hotels in mining areas. He was successful in these ventures, especially in areas such as Seattle and the Yukon, Canada. He made his fortune by opening the Arctic Restaurant and Hotel in Bennett, Canada. He capitalized on the growing demand for lodging and food services from miners and adventurers searching for gold in the region. The Arctic Restaurant and Hotel offered entertainment services, including gambling and prostitution, in addition to food and accommodations, which were in high demand among customers. These lucrative services allowed Trump to amass a significant amount of money, which he later used to invest in real estate upon his return to the United States. Frederick returned to Germany and married Elisabetha Christ, born in 1880, daughter of Philip Christ. Elisabetha was also from Karlstadt, the same town where Frederick was born. After their marriage, Friedrich Heinrich Trump was banished from Germany in 1905 because local authorities discovered that he had emigrated to the United States without completing his mandatory military service. He attempted to regularize his status, but his petitions were denied, leading to his deportation. As a result, he was forced to return to the United States with his family, settling in New York City. Frederick Trump continued to invest in real estate after his return to the United States, purchasing properties in Queens, New York, which were the basis for the Trump family's future fortune. He died on May 30, 1918, in Woodhaven, Queens, New York, from pneumonia caused by the Spanish flu pandemic. Frederick and Elisabetha had 3 children: Elizabeth, Frederick Christ Trump, and John George Trump. Frederick Christ Trump was born on October 11, 1905 in the Bronx, New York, United States. He was one of the sons of Frederick Heinrich Trump and Elizabeth Christ Trump, a couple of German immigrants. Having lived in a time of war and anti-German discrimination in the United States, he later denied his German heritage, claiming that his father was a Swede from Karlstad, Sweden. Frederick grew up in an environment where entrepreneurship was valued, and from a young age he showed an interest in following in the footsteps of his father, who made a fortune in real estate. By the age of 15, he was already involved in construction projects and, in the 1920s, he founded his own company, focused on building and selling houses in low-income neighborhoods in New York. During the Great Depression, he prospered, taking advantage of government incentives to build affordable housing. Fred Trump married Mary Ann MacLeod. She was born on May 10, 1912, in the small village of Tong, on the Isle of Lewis, Scotland. The daughter of a fisherman and a housewife, she grew up in a family of humble means, amidst the rural landscape of the Outer Hebrides. Seeking a better life, in 1930, at the age of 18, she emigrated to the United States, settling in New York. There, she worked as a domestic servant before meeting and marrying Frederick Christ Trump. Mary Ann lived a relatively low-key life, focused on her family and supporting her husband's business success. She died in 2000, leaving a legacy deeply marked by immigration and the pursuit of the American dream. Fred left behind a real estate empire and is remembered for his contribution to the development of urban areas in the United States. Frederick and Mary Ann had 5 children: Mary Ann Trump, Frederick Christ Trump Jr., Elizabeth Trump, Donald John Trump and Robert Stewart Trump. Donald John Trump, son of Frederick Christ Trump and Mary Ann MacLeod, was born on June 14, 1946, in New York. He is the grandson of a German couple and the son of a Scottish mother who sought out better opportunities in America. Like his father, Donald Trump also denied his German ancestry in his 1987 autobiography. In the book, he says that his paternal grandfather was a Swede from Karlstad, Sweden. Donald Trump's trajectory reflects the history of many Americans, where influences from different cultures intertwine, shaping the identity of a country built by migrants from all over the world. Trump is a prominent figure in American politics, business, and popular culture. He rose to prominence as a successful businessman and host of the reality show, The Apprentice, before entering politics. In 2016, he was elected the 45th President of the United States, a position he held from January 2017 to January 2021. Donald Trump has been married 3 times. His first wife, Ivana Trump, with whom he had 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, is a former model and businesswoman born in Czechoslovakia. His second wife, Marla Maples, is an American actress, with whom he had a daughter, Tiffany. Trump married for the 3rd time, Melania Trump, a former model born in Slovenia, with whom he had a son, Baron. His children have played significant public and business roles, especially during and after his presidency. Donald Trump has significantly expanded the real estate holdings inherited from his father, Fred Trump, diversifying them to include high-end properties in Manhattan and developing ambitious projects such as Trump Tower, solidifying his brand in the luxury real estate sector. Despite his ups and downs, his skill in promoting the Trump brand has made his name synonymous with luxury and power. Donald Trump defeated Kamala Harris in the 2024 U.S. election, returning to power as the 47th President of the United States of America. And there you have it. We hope you enjoyed exploring the genealogy of the Trump family with us. Which other famous Americans would you like to discover the ancestry of here on our channel? Leave your suggestions in the comments. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends, and hit the bell icon to receive notifications about our upcoming videos. We truly appreciate your support and for being part of our community. I'm Ancestry. I look forward to seeing you in our next video, where we'll continue to explore fascinating genealogies. Until then, take care and happy exploring. Goodbye.